Hello men, Craig James here, taking a little break from working on the Fraternity of Excellence, the Brotherhood of Exceptional Men that will be launching here on January 1st. I'm extremely pumped for this. Got a co-president, haven't announced who that is yet, but he will be announcing that in the near future, I'm sure. This is just an exciting project. It's something that I've been envisioning for a long time. I'm super stoked about it. The value that you guys who come on board are going to get out of that fraternity is just going to be through the roof. It's going to be off the charts, something that is not currently available today, in my opinion. I've done some research. I haven't seen anything like this, which when I set my mind to something, I set big. I strive for excellence, and that's what this fraternity is about, is striving for excellence. And I wouldn't be putting a very good foot forward if you guys would join, come in there and see a mediocre platform, a mediocre set of content, mediocre challenges and things that we're going to be striving toward as a community of masculine men. So you can bet your bottom dollar that what is going to be coming out on January 1st is going to be worth every penny. I am heavily invested in this, in both time, resources, money, in emotion and passion that I put into this, guy. So for those of you who have something negative to say because I am charging money for this platform, for this fraternity, all I can say is you can piss off if you don't want any part of it. But those guys who do want a part of it and who do come on board, I trust that you will see the value. And yeah, you might be paying for your friends, but you're paying for a lot more than that. You're paying for friends. You're paying for a group of like-minded masculine men who are going to hold you accountable, who are going to raise the bar in your life, who are going to help you to achieve things that you would not otherwise be able to achieve. And to me, you can't put a price on that. And there's nothing wrong with a man who's got skin in the game, a set of men who have skin in the game. Both myself and my co-president have poured ourselves into helping men become better men, helping men become exceptional men. And this is just the way that we can bring that mission one step further, or rather many steps forward. And to give that kind of value deserves to be rewarded. There's no reason that any man should feel ashamed at asking for something in return for the value that he brings to the world. In that regard, I want to talk about fear, because fear is something that keeps men from bringing the value that they have to offer to the world. Fear of being seen, fear of putting themselves out there. And I'm no stranger to this. Those of you who follow me, some of you may have heard me mention this before. I think I might have mentioned it on a podcast or two, but I don't talk about it very often. But I've been striving to build a following online in various endeavors for over 10 years now. So back in, I guess it was 2005 time frame, when I really had a critical turning point in my life there. That was a very climactic time in my life. That year or so from 2005 to 2006 saw me become a Christian, saw me take control of my health and fitness. It saw me graduate from college. It saw me get engaged and get married within 6 months. That was a very climactic point in my life. And when I went through those changes, I had a lot of guys asking me what I was doing. And it wasn't just the whole package, though sometimes it was. But a lot of times it was individual things. So somebody might ask me questions about my faith. Somebody might ask me questions about how I was able to lose weight so quickly and turn my body fat percentage and my appearance around so quickly. When it came to my career, there were a lot of people asking me, how did I like my new career in engineering, and what were some things that I was working on, and how did I see that progressing, and what were my short and long-term goals, and these kinds of things that I had to really start thinking through and helping other people with. And so I wanted to bring value to others that way, and I wanted to turn that into a viable business for me, a viable way to earn a living. And so it's been about 11 years now, 10 years I guess, that I've been working to build some kind of an online following, and not just for the sake of making money, not just for the sake of building a following, but to really give value to other guys in a way that the value that they're getting far exceeds any value that they might give to me monetarily or otherwise. And it's more than just building an online following. It's building relationships, building a network with other men. And I failed miserably at that for the longest time, and I still don't consider myself to be very successful in that regard. And I continue to work to be better, continue to pour myself into the guys who follow me, the guys who contact me, the guys who reach out to me, the guys that I coach, the guys who are going to be joining the Fraternity of Excellence. I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there just pouring my heart out, pouring what I've learned into the lives of those men, encouraging them to do the same with the men who are their brothers in that fraternity. But a lot of what's held me back, in fact, I would say probably the biggest thing that's held me back in this whole time is fear. When I first started out, I was scared to reach out to other people. I was scared to put myself out there. I went anonymous for some of the endeavors. I was scared to share what I was doing because I didn't want people to judge my content. I would write a blog post. I would spend 2 weeks working on this, 3,000, 3,500 word blog post, and I made sure every word was perfect, exactly how I wanted it to sound, and then I'd publish it. Nobody would read it, and I wouldn't share it because I didn't want my friends and family to judge my thoughts, to judge something that I put so much time and effort into. And you're not going to get very far that way, guys. If you're going to create something and you want it to resonate with others, you have to be passionate about it. You have to be so passionate that you're willing to share it and let the chips fall where they may, and not be worried about what somebody else might think about it. Doing these videos, I used to be terrified to get in front of this camera, and not necessarily for this project, but for the other projects that I took on. I hesitated to do video for the longest time. And it wasn't really until I started seeing other guys getting in front of the camera. They'd make little gaffes here and there, but they'd keep trudging on. Probably in this video, I've made a couple of slip-ups in not using a word that I really should have used, or not communicating a thought the way that I wish that I would have. But you move on, and I saw other guys do that. They weren't scared to make a slip-up, to make a mistake, and keep moving. And once I got over that, and once I started putting myself out there, once I started podcasting, making these videos, sharing my content, the results have been just off the charts compared to what they were before. I'm getting my message out there. It's resonating with people. And this is not about me, guys. What I'm trying to say is you cannot let fear govern your actions. You can't let fear keep you from doing what you know it is you need to do to get what you want in life. There are so many things to be afraid of, but we tend to focus on those items. We tend to focus on the things that we're fearful of, and not on what awaits on the other side if we squash that fear, if we kick it to the curb, and we strive for what it is that we want, and we do the actions that we need to do in order to get what we want out of life, to get rid of that fear and not let it control the trajectory of our lives. When we do that, that's where real progress is made. And the thing is, we fear so many different aspects of putting ourselves out there. I get trolled on a daily basis on Twitter or my direct messages. I get people hating on me for the things that I'm doing. And 10 years ago, that would have really bothered me. It really would have. I was kind of weak-minded. I didn't have control over my emotions like I do now. I wasn't the masculine-minded man that I am today back then. I've had a transformation, as I mentioned. And it all started around 2005. I really had this transition in my life. And now I ignore it. I don't even give it a second thought. Guys send me some hateful messages, tell me that I'm toxically masculine or whatever they might have to say about me, make fun of me because I'm trying to lead other men to be excellent, as if that's something to hate on another man for. But that's kind of the point, is that these guys who would hate on somebody for doing the kinds of things that I'm doing, because I have a heart for other men, because I see the destitute nature of men today, and even men who aren't necessarily living in desperation, they need something more. They desire something more. They want more for their lives. And I want to help them get that, because I've been in a place where I've wanted more and didn't know how to get there. And it was only by connecting with other men that I was able to ascend toward my potential, to continue to grow as a man. And so I want to give some of that value back. If someone wants to hate on me for that, I don't care. It doesn't even matter to me. Honestly, I say come get some, because the more that you guys who send me hate messages send it, all you do is motivate me that much more to get my message out there and to prove you wrong. You just put a chip on my shoulder for my own success. It doesn't matter to me. You guys can hate all you want. All that's displaying is your toxic mindset. It's that your heart is dark, that you're a hater because you can't get what you want in life. You got to bring other people down. Come get some. I don't care. You don't bother me at all. So guys, you can't let fear keep you from doing what needs to be done. So I hope that this motivates you. It's motivating me just talking about it. I had plenty of reservations. I've been sinking time and money into this project, Fraternity of Excellence, and I had a lot of reservations about that. Before I spend hundreds of dollars on something, on coding and programming and plugins and a theme and, I have a forum in there, but it's more than a forum. It's a forum with a social media feel and look and feel to it that is just crazy user friendly, really easy for guys to engage with one another, to share ideas and motivate and challenge each other, and for me to issue challenges along with my co-president to the guys who are in there, and do it in a way that is just really personable and intimate. It's awesome. But I had to put a lot of money into that, and that was scary because I don't know how many of you guys are going to join this thing. It could totally flop. I'm pretty sure it's not going to, but it could, and that's fearful. But I didn't let that keep me from doing what I wanted to do. And my wife, she knew. She could see that fire in me. She saw it. I didn't even, there wasn't even really a conversation about, hey baby, I need some money to get this thing going. There wasn't even a conversation. I said, hey, I'm buying this because I need it in order to build this community of men that I want to build. And there was she didn't even say okay. It was just kind of a nod and understanding. But the point is, I could have let that fear that I had of failure keep me from doing what I know in my heart, what I'm convicted to do. I could have let that fear keep me from doing that, and I didn't do that. You can't do that either. When you're scared to go to the gym because you haven't been in a few years, or maybe you've never been at all, go to the gym anyway. Go to the gym anyway. When you're scared to apply for that new job that you know that you want because you can't stand the current job that you have, or you know that you're worth more money than you're currently earning, don't be afraid. Put your application in. Go talk to somebody. Go put yourself out there. Who cares if you do that and you fail? At least you put it out there. At least you know. At least you did your part in that situation. You did your part of the equation to get what you desire. And keep moving on. You don't let failure keep you from moving forward. In fact, most of the time, guys, failure just galvanizes you that much more. You fail, you realize it's not nearly as bad as you thought it were. I mean, how many guys fail to approach a hot girl because they're scared of what that girl might say to him or how she might react to his words? And then he goes up there and she rejects him. And is it that big of a deal? No, man. He goes back to his bros and they maybe have a beer, they laugh about it, and he moves on. It's just not that debilitating. But we get these images in our mind about how failure is going to impact us, and it never turns out as bad as it should. At least not for the guy who understands that it's negligible. In the scheme of things, it's negligible. In fact, it's usually a positive because you learn from it. You realize it's not as bad as you thought it might have been, and it's that much easier to put yourself out there the next time. So guys, don't let fear keep you from what it is you want in life. In fact, when you feel fearful in any way, shape, or form about something that you want to do, that should piss you off. You should be pissed off at that fear and want to show it who the man is. You're the man. That fear does not control you. You're a man. You have courage. You have a will. You have a drive. You have ambition. Let that drive you. That fear does not control you. So that's all I have for today, guys. Again, I hope you're as pumped for this fraternity of excellence as I am. This brotherhood of just men who are just driven, ambitious, who want excellence, who want to be the best men they can be, who want to form a brotherhood with other men who are also striving for excellence, and just not accepting failure from each other, viewing each other's successes as their own. It's going to be so powerful, guys, so fantastic, and I can't wait to share who the co-president is. You guys who follow me are going to be, I think, pumped about this as well. He's a guy who just brings fire to everything he touches, and I mean that in a good way. He's going to light a fire under all of you who join this fraternity of excellence, and can't wait for January 1st, guys. I hope you guys come on board and experience this for yourselves. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to develop friendships and brotherhoods with each and every one of you. Excuse me. So thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below. And stay tuned. More on the Fraternity of Excellence is on the way, guys. Till next time, this is Craig James from MasculineByDesign.com and the Fraternity of Excellence. I'm out.